Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Preschool AllStars podcast. I'm Bethany Johnson, and I'm joined today by Jennifer Neatherlin. How are you doing today, Jennifer?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, we are super excited to hear what you have going on right now and all the exciting things coming up for you. But I always like to start finding out what was going on before you decided to start a preschool or before you joined the AllStars, met Joy, all that.
Well, I've been a teacher for 14 years in public education, and so I was not real happy in the Texas school system lately. And so I just was actually scrolling through Facebook one Sunday morning after doing my devotional and before church, and she popped up and goes, "Do you want to start your own preschool?" And I said, "Yes, I think I do."
What grade were you teaching?
I have taught everything, but I've been teaching second grade.
Okay. I taught second grade for a couple years and I liked it a lot. I liked
Yes.
first better, but the second grades are cute.
Yes.
So weren't happy in the school district. And was that after, were you teaching from home? Was it virtual or were you in person?
No, we were at school in Texas. We all went back just about in the fall. And so I'd been in the fall, but we were wearing masks. It was very restrictive, very unconducive to learning for second graders. I feel like we were almost punishing them to be at school. So we were in our classroom for 8 hours together all day, every day, and it was just a hard year.
Yeah, I can imagine. I picked the right year not to go back because I don't think
Yes, you did.
I've been talking with my first grade team at my old school, and man, I was just so glad that I decided to do this year because they were really struggling.
Yes, it was bad.
Okay, so when did you see that ad from Joy?
It was in March.
Oh, okay.
And so I just been talking to our church group, and we have a house church group that we're really close with. And she was like, "Why don't you just talk about starting your own school or something?" And I was like, "Okay, maybe, that scares me a lot." And then that was the next Sunday that I saw that ad from Joy. And so I was like, "Okay, maybe this is a sign from God." So that's kind of just where I started out, and I just started looking into it. I ordered the book immediately, like that day, and just started from there. And then, of course, that's when the 30-day challenge started, and posted my founding family script, and I was off. It was no turning back.
Perfect. So do you have a local preschool or online?
Local.
Okay. And what's it called?
It is Growing Minds Preschool.
Love it. Awesome.
And there's a couple in Texas, so I had to put Growing Minds Preschool at Brock.
Okay.
That's our town that we live in. So
tell me how it's set up.
We are going to do four classes a week. So a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 classes on those days, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and then 2 classes on Tuesday, Thursday.
Awesome. 3 to 5 year olds?
Yes, 3 to 5 year olds. And I'm working with the Texas licensing right now because I do want to be licensed, and that is a lot. And so we're actually going to do it at our church. They have some portable buildings, and so the church has allowed us to use that, and actually has decided to not even charge us rent, which is a total blessing. I know. They're like, "We just want you to succeed and be blessed." And so I was like, "Okay." Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's so amazing. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so you said it's in a portable?
Yes.
Okay.
And so
how many kids are you allowed at a time?
How
many kids are you allowed at a time?
Well, you can have up to 12, but I'm going to stick with 10 for right now, just to kind of get going and see how that goes. And then maybe next year bump it to 12. But after having 22 kids in a classroom in Texas education, you're like, I can do 10 really easy.
Absolutely. That's what I said. I'm like, oh, I only do 6. And it's like a piece of cake compared to So you can have 12 with just one teacher?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, cool. We're only allowed to have 6 with one teacher here.
In what state?
In Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it licensed as like a family care, like a family daycare, and you're running it as a preschool? Yeah.
Yes, it has to go under childcare. And so that's where all the logistics and go into. And so our playground only at the church only has one exit. And so that's where I'm kind of stuck right now. So I'm waiting on the fire marshal to come and approve it. And so we'll possibly be putting in another gate. So it's a lot of expense right there, but
Mhm.
hopefully we will figure that out. So
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of legal stuff with when you get licensed, but the area that we're in is growing like huge, like crazy. And so I know there's a lot of young families that the moms don't need to work and need that preschool premium experience. And so I'm like, I know that's my niche right there because there's just not enough preschools in this area. So
Totally. And do you have a lot of families from your church who are already,
yes,
yeah.
I already
So,
have 12 enrolled. Yeah, with
wow.
my
Yeah.
within like 13 hours of posting my family script, just I have so many families that are from that I've known through teaching school and et cetera. And then just in the area that are like, sign me up, sign me up. And I'm like, whoa, I'm not ready. But yes, I will sign you up.
Yeah. That's great. So do you have like a niche that you're focusing on, or is it all encompassing just preschool skills?
Kind of both. As a teacher, you kind of know what you want them to be able to do by the end of preschool. And so hopefully that we'll be able to read by the end, we're hoping, but definitely kind of in more of a nature based. I raise chickens and we have all kinds of animals. And then I love to garden. So we'll definitely do some gardening and then I'm going to incorporate Bible too. So it'll be Christian based as well. So
Cool. Awesome. And how much are you charging?
I am charging $288 a month for the 3 days a week, and then $192 a month for the 2 days a week,
Cool.
and then a $75 registration fee.
Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. And so you have you have a big capacity. So I was thinking my program is 24, but you have 4 classes at 12 that you're allowed.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So now I'm doing 10, so that's 40 kids. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
yes, hopefully I'll be making more than I was teaching. Because
I am. I'll
yeah,
tell you that.
well,
I am. Yeah.
that's
Definitely.
good. 'Cause with insurance and all that, as a teacher, you kind of get that kind of encompassed into
Yeah.
your salary and
Thankfully,
stuff.
I was able to go on my husband's insurance for work, but the price is still like astronomical. We pay like $800 a month for a family of 3 now that I just had the baby. And when I was teaching, that was just rolled into the salary. So that was definitely a thing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the insurance I was paying at my last school district was $17 a month. I was
Mm,
like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
So it's not going
Big,
to be that cheap, I know,
yeah. Big difference, definitely.
but my
But worth
kids are
it.
grown, so
Yeah. You'll definitely, I mean, even if you make the same amount, just the stress,
yeah,
like being your own boss alone is worth it. Is worth it.
yes, yeah. If I can get through the licensing part, I think it'll be a piece of cake because I
Yeah.
mean, not a piece of cake, you know what I'm saying? I know we're working, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, the stress of teaching in public school is very
Yeah.
stressful.
It's like night and day having your own business. And the
Uh,
fact that you don't have to pay rent is like I think you'll definitely make more than
I hope so.
yeah.
And, at this point in life, it's like I do want to put in savings for retirement, but just the no stress I'm 50 now. I just turned 50. And so just the no stress at the age of 50 would be not no stress, but less stress.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
amazing.
And then I mean, I just hired a teacher because I just had a baby. So then, if you want even less stress, then you can after a little bit hire a teacher and then just run the business, There's a lot
Wow.
of options. Yeah. I mean, this is my first year and I just hired a teacher. So it's
That's
good.
crazy.
Good. It's a good deal, definitely.
And that's, the people in our house church, they're like, I just see you owning a school. And I'm like, whoa, let
Yeah.
me do this first.
Yeah, totally. I know. my husband keeps saying, when are we going to buy a house to turn into a schoolhouse? We got to get, and I'm like, this is our first year. I'm like, just let me get through the first year, please.
Right.
Because it is stressful to think about all that. And, you know, once you, especially before you even open, you know, you're like, but then you're open and you're full, like within the first year, you're like, wow, maybe the possibilities really are.
Yes.
And then you kind of have to start thinking for yourself, do I want that responsibility of like
Right.
something bigger? Because it is stressful getting licensed and everything, man. And then, you know, just going through that every year, because now I'm going through my renewal and it's still stressful, you know, like, so
Yeah.
like on a small scale, it's kind of stressful with that stuff. And when I think about going to like a bigger center or expanding, you know,
Yeah.
finding teachers and getting it all licensed, it's a lot. But
yeah. Are you licensed?
I am licensed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a really stressful process. And last year when I opened, I literally I had been advertising that I was licensed, you know, while I was getting licensed because I wasn't open yet. And I knew I was going to be licensed by the time I opened, but because of COVID, they weren't coming out and doing inspections and stuff. So everything was delayed. So I didn't get my license until like 3 days before I opened. And I was freaking out.
Oh, wow.
It all worked out, but yeah, it's a stressful process. But then once it is, like, it's so worth it because then you're more legitimate. You know, it just looks so much better to parents and you can charge more and it's worth it, but it's a lot.
Are you qualified through, or what do you call it, through NAEYC, whatever that is?
No, I'm not right now. No.
I just wondered. I was thinking about that, but I didn't know how that. I'm like, let me get through this and then I'll think about that.
Yeah, same here. I'm still on the let me think about that. It is something I want to do, but it's been such a crazy year. And I was pregnant the whole time that I was open, and then I just had the baby. So I'm just trying to like right now I'm, you know, I just filled up summer, looking to fill up fall. So I feel like there's always something that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this once this is done, you know. So that's on once this is done, I'm gonna look for that.
Oh,
never ending. There's always something that you want to, you know, because you always want to improve. You're always trying to improve and make your program better. So it is. Yeah.
And then buying all the stuff, I'm like, ugh. I'm like,
yeah. Well, I got all my stuff secondhand on Facebook Marketplace and on
I'm trying,
Brightwheel and like there was even some daycares closing in my area. So, and they like put big sales on. So I would like teachers that were retiring. They always have good retiring teacher garage sales. So I was like scouring my whole area for that. And I got everything for really cheap.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend
just need tables. That's my deal. But I mean, if you look on the used furniture, whatever that school furniture website is, it's not too bad for tables. So like if I have to pay full price, they'll be all right.
Yeah. How big is the space?
It is big enough. Let's see. I would say probably 900 square foot. So not huge.
Okay. I know on the Preschool AllStars group, I was just looking, someone was talking about getting grants. Have you looked into that?
No, I haven't. I'm like, I'll look into that.
I know I've said that so many times. I'll look into getting grants and I haven't. I should have. But yeah, there was a bunch of people on that thread talking. So maybe look into that.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been searching Facebook. I found 5 chairs. So I'm going to pick those up Thursday. I'm like, oh, well, if they don't match, it's okay.
Yeah. You get what you know, when you start off, it's always going to be something like that. And then you'll grow and you'll be able to get new stuff. And I'm always looking, like I'm always scouring because I'm always wanting to upgrade. And now I have a whole storage unit of stuff. And every time I bring something home, my husband's like, are you serious? Like I know, and
I had to clean up my classroom, you know, at the end of the year, and it's all in our garage, and I'm just like, oh my, so much.
When I cleaned out my classroom, I had like 3 carloads full of stuff, and I had to get rid of so much because I'm like, I'm not going to need this teaching preschool, but I also was like worried that it wouldn't work out. So I'm like, should I keep it just in case, you know?
I know. I'm like, I'm not shutting that door completely.
Yeah, exactly.
I am working at the preschool. So.
Exactly. Well, now I've shut it completely because I gave away my my first grade stuff. And I just don't have a place to put it. Right now we have a huge tool chest in our living room because it was in our garage. And then I converted my garage to a classroom. So
there you go.
Yeah. So tell me about how the Preschool AllStars helped you get this up and running.
Well, just I guess just the 30-day challenge. I mean, it pushes you to get it out there, and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it makes you, get it going and still is dragging your feet. And then, of course, I bought the preschool in the box. I did that, which, to tell you the truth, I haven't even really looked at the curriculum yet.
yeah,
I know it's in there and I know it's probably really good, but as a teacher, like that's the last thing in your mind. You're like, I can figure
yeah.
that out really easy after teaching school for 14 years. So you're just like, "Okay, I'll figure it out."
Mhm.
But yeah, I joined the hub. So that is what I've been working on the last couple of days. And that is a little overwhelming,
Mhm.
but I doing the LLC, that whole thing. So I'm waiting on the state of Texas to get me my license or
Yeah,
my LLC and all that. So it's kind of like everything is kind of waiting on everything else. It's kind of like a chain reaction. So, but I just love the fact that it's all there. Like if I need to go back and look it up, it's there on the Facebook page and I can print it out if I want to, or I can just go back and look at it and listen to the video again. And, it's like all the training is there. And, just the whole hub thing of the whole system of running your business. I mean, I don't know if you're doing the hub, but just the whole being able to charge people and it all come in and, that whole
yeah.
system I'm
Before
excited
they
about.
before they came up with the hub, I joined Brightwheel, which is like an app like that with like parent communication and billing and everything. So I haven't. I've been thought about switching over to the hub, but my parents are so used to Brightwheel now that I don't know if I should interrupt it with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's so nice to have a system that, like, I set up the billing plans, and then once a student is signed up, I put them on a billing plan, then I don't have to think about it. And like
Right.
now I canceled all the billing plans because it's changing for my summer program, and I'm like, okay, once I do this, I just gotta spend like an hour like setting up billing plans, and then I don't have to think about it again for however long. So getting everything set up is such a process, but once it's set up, then you're just doing the teaching. That's the easy part.
Yes. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm like, once I get through all this paper stuff or computer stuff, I'll be like, yes,
Yeah.
it's
So
done.
it'll be
So,
a relief. It'll be a relief. Although it is a lot of work. Plus you're learning a lot too. I mean, like I learned
yes.
so much, I didn't know anything about running a business. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, we're learning as we go, but it's good knowledge to have, you know?
Yeah. And the whole website thing on the hub was really cool. Like having, like, it's already done for you and like you just kind of tweak it to make it yours. And then like somebody that's in another state or even another city is not going to look at yours and go, hey, y'all's websites are exactly alike,
Right. Yeah,
And so just having that done, wow. I mean, it's
totally.
cool.
Absolutely. The website was one of the hardest parts for me. And I ended up just paying someone to do it because it was a friend and it worked out great. But I, for like days and days, I agonized about it. And I'm so bad with computers. And
Yeah, me too.
that was probably the most frustrating part for me because everything I did on the computer was wrong and I'm just blowing up. And my husband's like, just get someone else to do it.
Right.
Joy says,
And
you
so
got to delegate the things that you're not good at.
and so now Joy has done it and
She
I'm
has, I know.
paying her to do it.
Exactly. I know. That's the thing. She's always coming out with stuff to make stuff easier.
Yes.
And like but I feel like it's like right after I'm like, I got Brightwheel. And she's like, we have the hub. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
do you
I
think?
joined at the right time for
Yeah,
sure.
totally. Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you think was the hardest part for you in getting started? I mean, you're still going through it. So what's been the hardest thing for you?
I think just waiting. I mean, like the LLC applying for all of this stuff is easy, like all the applications and that was easy, but it's just you're having to wait. And then now dealing with the state of Texas of childcare licensing and all their ridiculous rules. And I'm just okay. I have to have two sinks. I mean, I'm just like, seriously?
Really?
So,
I know they have like portable sinks. Have you seen
yeah.
those? Is that what you're gonna do?
Well, my husband's a plumber, so he's gonna
Oh,
actually, yeah, he's gonna actually fix that for me. But and then the gate situation, that whole thing, and then you got to have two exits, and
mhm.
I'm just waiting on the fire marshal to come and go, nope, it's a negative, you can't do it here.
Yeah. Oh my
But
gosh. Waiting for those inspections is so nerve wracking.
I
And
know,
then you have to wait for the ones that they pop in. And
Yes.
like right now, my license expires on June 30th. So, and my child care person hasn't come by yet, nor has the health department. So I'm just like any day at any time they can come in, and I'm just like constantly on alert that they could show up anytime. And once that's
Right.
done, I'm like, whew, okay, I'm good for
Yeah.
here. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's nerve wracking.
Oh, that part is for sure. But I think once, everything with the system has been easy. It's just that everything outside of the system has been hard. So,
And the waiting game is hard while you're waiting to get it all, everything
yeah.
set up and hoping that it all works, which it will, because,
Yeah.
the system works.
Yeah.
And you have the best part. I mean, you're a teacher, so you have that to market. That's such a great marketing tool. Like
Yeah.
being able to say, like, I'm a licensed teacher has really been awesome.
Yes.
It's really
Yes.
helped.
Yes.
And you have all this built-in clientele from the church, and
Yeah.
then just word of mouth from there.
Yes.
Definitely happen. It'll definitely happen.
Yeah. Facebook is a huge, I'm not a Facebook proponent, and I'm not like, I'm not even really a Facebook person necessarily. I post on my grandson mainly, but
Yeah.
just to have that as a tool now, I'm like, I don't even care what anybody else is doing. Like, this is my business now. So
I got almost all my business from Facebook mom groups, pretty much. That's how
yeah.
I found almost everyone. And now I'm getting word of mouth. But I still scour those Facebook mom groups and search preschool. And then there's so many recommendations, like so many people saying, does anyone recommend a good preschool? And
Yeah.
now, before I even get to it, it's nice because I have people from my preschool saying, recommending Bold and Bright Academy. And I'm like, yes, I'm not
Yeah.
now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Facebook has been the best tool for that, definitely.
Yeah.
Tell me about your first time you got a sign up. What did that feel like?
It was crazy. I talked to this girl at my school, this teacher, not a girl, but a lady, and she's like, "Well, my sister has a kid that is diabetic, and she really doesn't want to put her in public school system." And I said, "Well, I'm starting preschool, and we had talked about it." And she goes, "Well, let me text her." And so as soon as I posted my founding script, immediately she texted me and she goes, "We're signing up. What's the price? Like, what do you want us to do?" And I'm like, "Okay." So her and her sister's kid signed up. So I got 2 out of that one teacher friend. So it was crazy. And then of course, my church people were like, we're in, where do you want me to sign up? And so it was crazy. I stayed on the computer that day, I think 14 hours, just nonstop, people DMing me, and all that. So it was crazy. But it was fun.
That's good. Yeah.
I haven't really promoted, it's like I'm not sure. I haven't really seen anybody else talk about this on the group as what do I do next on Facebook, except for I've got my business page and stuff, but like, do you post it again? Or, because it's like your founding family positions are already full and you don't really want to get any more at that price range because it was a cheaper deal. So it's like you want your other people to be full. And I hate to say that, but you've got to make a living too.
Oh yeah, totally. I didn't do a founding families price because I started before that happened, but like I said, all mine has been on Facebook moms groups in my area, and there's like childcare pages in my area. Mm-hmm. So I post like ads on those. And then the moms groups don't let you like promote so much, but in the comments, they'll let you, like I'll say, hey, I'm a preschool teacher in the comments. So really how I've gotten it. And I did in the beginning, especially when I was doing my online class, I ran some ads on Facebook as well. Mm-hmm. And those reached more people.
Like an ad?
Yeah, like I paid for an
post.
No, like paid for an ad. Yeah. Okay. And it was pretty much, you can boost your post. Yeah. And I've heard that that's not as good. So I did that once or twice, and then I just started making actual ads. And I used like pictures from some of my posts, and I said, we're signing, registration is opening soon. And I might have like waived the registration fee as a thing, but yeah, most of those mom groups have been really great. Yeah. Just going on, finding every time someone asks for a preschool, I'm there.
Right. Yeah. And I had a couple, like I had one time I posted and somebody commented on it and they go, oh, she's too pricey or something like that. I'm like, Really go research it, because I've researched it and I'm way cheaper than all the other ones. So.
I had that happen once where I had a tour come, and at this point I'd had 100% signups for my tour, and I could feel that there was a little, iffy, and I was actually feeling a little iffy about them too.
Yeah.
And that's something I've learned, is that in the beginning, don't just take everyone, even if you have a feeling about them, because there's probably a reason you got a feeling about them, that they might not work. But in the beginning, you're so like, I want signups. Yeah, I'm gonna, yes. And even I had some gut feelings that I took them anyway, the families, and it didn't work out as well. And there was some things that now I know, if I have a gut feeling, it's probably for a reason about that family. But anyways, so I saw her post on one of the moms groups. I was like, do you guys think that this is a fair price for a preschool program? She was like talking about my prices. And I was like looking at all the comments, and most of them were like, yeah, that looks like what's in line. And I wanted to post so bad, but obviously I'm not going to get into like a Facebook, argument. But yeah, I'm like, I did the research. Like, I'm right in the middle of like home cares and like, the big centers and the big,
yes.
I know, and I know what I'm worth. That's another thing. You got to know what you're worth. You're a licensed teacher. You're offering small class sizes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And most of the preschools around here, they're just moms teaching. They don't have degrees, and so I'm like,
totally
you're getting 6 years of college right here and 50 years experience.
Yeah, definitely market that hard. Like, that's your selling point, is that you're a licensed teacher and you got that experience, because that's a huge sell. Totally.
Yeah. And I've raised 2 kids and they survived.
That too. There you go. So what would you say your next, I know you're just getting off the ground now, but what would you want as future plans for your preschool? Where can you see this going? Where would you want it to go?
I think more preschool classes. Maybe teach my own one class, but then have multiple under the umbrella. Definitely. There's like 5 portables at our church. So
wow.
I know I could see them all being full,
Totally.
But future.
Good. But that's a lot of room for growth right there. And you're already, where you're already at, a lot of room for growth.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about right now, unless I buy a whole nother house or whatever, I can't really expand in my house, because I'm in the garage and then my house is my house. And
right.
But you have all those portables right there. That's amazing. That's an amazing source. Awesome. So what would you say to any ladies out there who are thinking about maybe quitting their teaching job or any job and thinking about starting preschool? What words of encouragement do you have for them?
I just think, if God leads you to it, then you can do it. I feel like that you just have to sometimes take a leap of faith and go for it. And I think it would be harder if I probably wasn't a teacher, but I think with all the things that Joy's giving you with her, stuff, like all the curriculum and all that, I really think anybody could teach preschool. It's basics, and if you love kids and you're patient and you can figure out how to deal with preschoolers and how to classroom management, I guess, then I think anybody could really do it. So
especially if you're willing to put it, to do your own personal development, professional development with it.
Yes.
Yeah, which is super important. I don't know about anyone can teach preschool because it is a skill, but like, if you have the passion, absolutely. You don't need,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not that hard to go to your online classes and take classes. That's what we did in college, and I didn't know what I was doing. And, they kind of throw you in a classroom and you hope for the best.
Absolutely. No college class prepared me for being in the classroom. I'll tell you
that. No. No.
You gotta learn by doing it as a teacher, I feel like. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for coming on our podcast and sharing your story.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to do it.
Of course. I wish you all the best of luck in your adventure.
You and your sweet baby. Enjoy your baby.
Thank you so much. Good luck with everything, Jennifer.
All right, thanks.
If you love today's episode, then you are going to love this. I want to give you a free gift in your hands. This is a copy of my book, Start Your Preschool, and I want to get it to you for free. Yes, I said for free. It is a 300-page book. It'll help you learn the step-by-step process to actually starting your local or your online preschool. Every single step that I walked myself through, as well as the thousands of women who've created their own successful preschools, have gone through the exact steps listed in this book. Not to mention, I also share 20 amazing women's stories. So you can see how not only did it work for me, but it works for amazing women just like you as well. I want to get you this free copy. Just go to freepreschoolbook.com or click the link in the description and we'll get it to you today. Again, just go to freepreschoolbook.com and we'll get it right to you.